Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I want to have another discussion with you guys about some of the information that we got in Boruto chapter 31, as per usual, as to what I usually do on this channel. In the next few days and maybe up to a week, depending on how much I have to say, I'm going to be covering a lot of spoiler heavy content. So if you're an anime only viewer, there's other stuff on the channel. I kind of recommend checking back around Thursday or Friday, because in particular when it comes to this manga chapter here, I'm not going to have too many videos, so you should be seeing your regular Naruto and Boruto content around then. But with that being said, if you're here, I'm assuming that you've already read the Boruto manga chapter for this month and you're not offended or worried about any type of spoilers. So today I want to talk to you guys about the Naruto and Kawaki relationship and whether or not this is actually a good idea. And the reason I want to bring this up is in Boruto chapter 31, this is something I didn't truly touch on in my chapter review, but you have this one moment where Naruto includes Kawaki in when he's talking about his kids, when he's saying, if you touch my kids, I'll kill you. And he says, well, I'm referring to Kawaki as well, when Delta questions him about it and says, well, just give me Kawaki and your family can go. And Naruto says, like, he's a visitor here and he's also one of my kids. And what I really find interesting about that is it goes back to something I said, I believe, in the last chapter review. But when it comes to Naruto, once he's accepted you, that's it. That's it. You're part of the family now. And so when you look at this, I really feel as if Naruto has got it made in his mind that he knows that Kawaki is a broken spirit. He hasn't truly gotten Kawaki's flashbacks and everything. He doesn't really know everything about Kawaki's backstory. And yet that moment where they're in the office and Kawaki's asking Naruto to teach him how to use chakra so he can create a shadow clone so Kawaki can beat himself up and take his frustration out. Naruto says, well, I used to be pretty lonely and I tried that. It doesn't work. The way to fill that hole in your heart is to make friends, make bonds with people. And because Naruto looked Kawaki in his eyes and saw that, and you've had the chapters where Naruto's actually held Kawaki, and when you look at the panel, Kawaki is very close to Naruto's heart when Naruto's embracing him. So it's symbolizing that Naruto has fully bought into Kawaki, and it wouldn't surprise me if Kawaki stays a member of the Uzumaki household, though like I've said in a few other theory videos, I could see a scenario where Kawaki does go back to Kara if something happens to Himawari. But I mean, there's a whole video on that talking about will Kashin, Koji, and Delta kidnap Himawari, so you can check that out if you have not seen it. But what I find interesting is when you look at this, Naruto essentially has a third child. And when you look at how Kawaki was brought up, look at his father. His father sold him to Jigen. Key word, he sold him to Jigen. His father used to beat on him. His father was, for the most part, a drunk. We don't know what happened to Kawaki's mother. She either died in childbirth or she took off and ran. We don't know what the hell happened. The father could have killed the mother for all we know. And when he goes to Jigen, he's being experimented on. He's watching all these other kids die. And then when Kawaki is about to give up hope, Kawaki survives the experiment, and then he spends the next few years being beaten up by Jigen and beaten up by all the inner members of Kara. And so he's had a very rough upbringing. And yet, when he's with Naruto, Naruto is showing him love, he's showing him compassion, and I really like this dynamic. I really do. Like, I really feel as if the Boruto manga has done a better job than the anime of displaying what Naruto as the parent is like, to see how Naruto is juggling the whole thing of being a Hokage and being a parent. And I think you could chalk a lot of this up to the fact that Kishimoto is more closely involved with the manga than the anime. He stepped in on the anime, and I've talked about that in the past, like how he rewrote some of the episodes for episode 8, 9, and 10 because he thought that the anime was trying to cram in too much and he wanted to flesh a lot of stuff out. So by Kodachi's own admittance, Kishimoto is meticulously involved in the anime, and yet when it comes to the manga, because he's the editor and because he has to look over that storyboard and because he has to look over Ikimoto's stuff and he gives Ikimoto little tips and pointers, because of all that, I could definitely see how the manga's done a better job of displaying this new conflict for Naruto, because he's at a point now where He's got an opponent that he can't beat with a Rasengan. He's got an opponent he can't truly use Talk no Jutsu on. Instead, he has to win them over with compassion, the same way that Sasuke had told Naruto that shinobi are able to understand each other when they lock fists. Well, in this instance, children are able to understand Naruto through the compassion, through the guidance that he gives. And the children in this case, obviously being Boruto and Kawaki. And because we know that those two kids lock horns when they're 16 years old and something happened to Naruto, it's building towards a very, very satisfying conclusion. It's building towards a very satisfying conclusion to that story element. Because right now, that I wouldn't call it a drop subplot, but it's something that is being built towards it. And I think that if they do go the direction of having Kawaki potentially kill Naruto or send Naruto away somewhere, I think that if they're doing this, by having Naruto develop a soft spot for Kawaki, I do think that they are opening that door and it would make more of an emotional impact. But with that being said, if Kawaki does kill Naruto off, he's gonna be the most hated character of the series, hands down. And it's gonna be even worse because Naruto took this kid into the house. He raised him. He shared ramen bowls with them. Then Naruto kills his ass and takes that lifetime supply of Ichiraki ramen. Like, oh, that would be really, really tragic. But I do like the fact that we are seeing Naruto, a different side of him, a much different side. That's something that's really annoyed me with the Boruto anime, is that they tried to go there, and with them now adapting the Naruto Shinden Parent and Child Day novel, you're gonna see more of the father side of Naruto. But the manga's done a good job of showing how Naruto is as a parent by showing how he's interacting with Kawaki, and it hasn't gone full-blown overboard. It's just been little small gestures there, and I think that this is good because it ultimately humanitizes Naruto Uzumaki in a way that we really haven't seen, and it's actually building on everything that we got in Boruto the movie. And I'm gonna close out with this. I want to know what you guys think as far as having Naruto continue to evolve, because you saw the relationship with Boruto essentially get fixed in the Boruto movie and at the end of the versus Momoshiki arc. And now you have Naruto trying to essentially raise another child who is just like himself. So on one end, you have Boruto, who is nothing like Naruto when Naruto was growing up. And then you have Kawaki, who is just like Naruto when he's growing up. Abused, neglected, lonely. I mean, this is good. I mean, obviously Naruto, unless you count, like the filler episodes where Naruto got the mask thrown in his face and where Naruto in another filler episode gets jumped by a few kids. Obviously Naruto wasn't abused unless we count Sasuke whipping his ass at the academy, but at the same time he was lonely, he was neglected, and that's something I think that he can relate to when it comes to Kawaki. I want to know what you guys think about Naruto now raising a child who is essentially in his image. I want to know what you guys think about that. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share. Thank you so much for watching all the way into the end. Have an awesome day, guys.